Okay, gentlemen, it is November the 11th, 2025. I'm in North Carolina, USA. My name is William Rathbun, R-A-T-H-B as in boy, U-N as in Nancy. My phone number is 919-395-8715. Let me tell you how the units are configured. To begin with, I got the new firmware this morning. I uploaded it to both units. On my app, it said they were both up to date. And I have the two units plugged in. And this unit here, the DP3, is set so that it should charge starting at 95. That's 95%. It is not charging. Interestingly, the white light has just turned to a blinking green light. I don't know what that means, but I would like to shut this off. Oh, interesting. Let me do that. Many times before it did not. So let's see what happens when I turn it back on. Here she comes. There's no charging. There's no clicks. Listen. Nothing is changing. AC2 went off. I'm going to turn it back on. Watch this now. It's a white light. Watch this. Watch the number 99, 0. And that's it. And then the home panel indicates that it's still charging. Sorry for the cough. Okay. And if I leave this here long enough, the white light will eventually go off. No charging is taking place. And remember, the DP3 charge limits is set to charge at 95%. We're at 78%. There's no charging. There's a white light. There's no charging. And let me see if I can shut it off. I don't know if this is supposed to work, but there's a white light and I'm trying to shut this off and it won't shut off. So I will turn this off. It will eventually go back to green. And I think, yes, I can turn this off. There you go. Let's try that cycle one more time. Let's turn it back on. All right. I don't know what happened there. Oh, it won't turn on. Interesting. There it is. I don't know. I think something is possibly wrong with this DP3. It's interesting because I bought this whole system back in February of 2025. The DP3 was plugged into the grid in the home, in the living room in the home. And I used the outlets on it and it worked just fine. On October 1st, we had this panel installed, which I had also purchased it back in February. The panel was installed, and of course it didn't work at first because it needed to be booted and it needed to be configured. And I got help from your customer service, and we downloaded all the firmware that was supposed to work, but it still did not work. And so your customer service, this is on October 2nd, 2025, he said, technical support is going to send you a new firmware for the smart panel. On October 3rd, I received that firmware update. It was a new firmware build. I loaded it up and everything worked great. Everything has worked great. Until about 2 weeks ago, I had a notice that there was a new update for the panel, the home panel. And I put that in and immediately the system stopped working. It does not switch over in the EPS mode, and that tells me that in some way it's not communicating, making connection between the home panel and the DP3. So something is wrong there. Now, you see the home panel, the DP3 is on, and AC2 is off. I'm going to turn it on. And by the way, I typically had it plugged into this. I've been through all these routines the same way with the AC3, but I'm going to turn AC2 on. And so there's a blink. Oh, it's white, and there's your numbers. There you go. See? The numbers start, and then they stop. This is saying is still putting out a charge. Well, it's not coming in here. It's not coming in here. Okay? And so, oops, pardon me on that. Let's see. I'm not a professional filmmaker. But you see the two panels are not working together. It should be charging. We're not getting any charge. This says it's putting out a charge. And so let's try to shut the DP3 down. And in this current situation, whatever is happening between the home panel and the DP3, it's not letting me shut it down from here. I believe that it used to let me do that. So I'm going to shut AC2 off. Okay, nothing has changed on the panel of the DP3, but now I can shut it down. You might tell me that that's normal, and that's okay if you do. So I'm going to turn it back on. There she is. Of course, she's not taking any charge. AC2 is shut off. I'm going to walk around the back. If you can hear in the background, my dog is barking. You see that the AC charger for the grid is plugged in. My understanding is I should be able to have this hooked to the grid. I should have it hooked to my smart generator. I have a smart generator. And I should also be able to have it hooked to the grid through the panel. Okay, and right now you see AC2 is off, so there is no connection between DP3 and the home panel. I'm going to plug this in. Oop, I just saw a spark. And so that must mean it made some kind of a connection. Now, remember, AC2 is off. I'm plugged into the grid. If you need proof that the grid is working, I can demonstrate that. I have a shop tool here. I'll plug in, and I'll turn the shop tool on. And I'll unplug it. There you go. So that tells you that that outlet is good. Coming from the grid, it is. It actually is going through the panel, but it is the panel obviously is letting all of the lights, all of these circuits here are working properly. So the problem is a connection between the home panel and the DP3. Now I'm going to, now notice it's not charging. The AC2 is off, okay? And so you can explain that to me. I'm gonna disconnect the charging cable. And now let's watch and see what happens over here. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? So from the grid, it is charging. As it should be, because the parameters for the charge are set to charge starting at 95%. Here we are at 78%. So the back of the unit is working off of the grid. And now what I'll do is I'll unplug this from the grid. I still have a fan running on the DP3. And of course I'm not getting any charging. You see that. So that tells you that the input from the grid is working. And now I'm going to take the charging cable I'm going to put it back in to the home panel, and I'm going to lock it in place. It's now locked in place. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put AC2 back on. So there's your green light. Oh, there's the white light. Watch the numbers. 25, 15, 0. So that's it. That's what's happening. Okay? That's the best I can describe the problem. And I tell you, if I leave the two units plugged in long enough, the green light will come on, and then eventually the DP3 will shut off. I'm not going to bore you with that.